I remember buying a brand spanking new tub of BCAAs and thinking that it would make me 20 times buffer if I took it right before the workout. It didn't take too long before I realized that my noob ass got finessed. And after years of going to the gym, I realized that majority of the supplement industry is relying on scamming beginners to keep their business going. So I present to you the shittiest supplements on the market that most people are still eating up. And to make up for ruining your mood after you realize that you wasted your money on placebo powder, I'll also reveal which supplements are actually worth every penny. Mass gainers. This is first on the list just because it sorta works. If you put a scoop of this crap into milk and blend it up, you'll get more or less 600 calories, which consist of mostly sugar and some carbohydrates like oats. So somebody please tell me why in the world would you spend your money on something that you can easily make at home, and it will also be much healthier. Just look up high calorie shake and pick any of them. I kinda get the convenience aspect of it, but I just can't see a world in which saving 5 minutes on putting a few ingredients inside a blender is worth the absolute money grab that mass gainers are. Maybe it might make sense to someone who isn't in possession of a blender, but that's a super small minority of people, and over the long run, you would still save hella money. Also, real food beats any shake, muscle building and health-wise. That's why they're called supplements after all, to supplement your real diet and not replace it. Similar to mass gainers, creatine alternatives do work, but they're just a shitty dupe of the real creatine monohydrate. I'm talking about the Cre-alkaline, creatine HCl, and etc. They all claim the same thing, better absorbed and no bloating, and turn up the price like it's some revolutionary thing. In reality, they all do the same thing as creatine monohydrate, but just in a different price time zone. I find it truly retarded that it's allowed for them to make such completely false claims and easily finesse the fitness noobs, or just people in general that didn't do enough research. So save your money and get the regular monohydrate. But at least it actually has a noticeable effect, unlike BCAAs. This bullshit is way overhyped, and I feel like a very big portion of people still believe that it has actual benefits. This stuff only has some effect if you eat a very shitty diet, for example vegan. But if not, it's basically paying for 3 amino acids that your steak already gave you for free. The only questionable benefit from it is if you like to work out fasted in the morning. Some claim that taking it before a workout would provide them energy and help with not getting their muscles fatigued as fast. But here's the twist, you're actually breaking your fast by taking BCAAs. So what's even the point of taking that instead of eating some eggs before a workout? But I understand why uninformed individuals might think that this shit is gas. It just sounds like something you have to take to get big arms. Like tell me that isoleucine doesn't sound like gains. But nonetheless, it's pretty much useless. And mostly every benefit you could experience could just be a placebo, unless you eat a really shitty diet and lack simple amino acids that regular people get daily from meat. The weirdest thing about it is that not very many people actually know that it's not what the supplemental companies make it out to be. But while BCAAs can help someone like a vegan, I couldn't say that for fat burners. It's a straight up scam. I really have no idea how supplement companies can keep selling this, even though it does not do what it's said to do. In reality, most of the time, it's just caffeine mixed with some other bullshit. And if you have at least some basic understanding of how weight loss works, you know that caffeine will not make you magically lose weight. It's always calories in versus calories out. Although there's a sliver of logic in this, because caffeine can suppress appetite, just like most other stimulant drugs do, but it's not even close to what's needed for losing serious fat. There's a dozen of much cheaper ways you can get caffeine in your body, so it makes no sense to buy some overpriced fat burner. I feel like this is more so targeted towards older people, because I have never seen or heard of a Gen Z person buying a fat burner. The last one might only fool the unks, but testosterone boosters are finessing everyone. It's similar to the fat burners in the way that supplemental companies know damn well that test boosters do absolutely and utterly nothing, and still continue to sell them to unassuming customers. It might have the slightest effect on you if your diet consists of gummy bears and frozen pizza, and your sleep schedule looks like you work nights. But if you're a healthy male, the only effect it'll have on you is a placebo. They usually consist of herbs like ashwagandha and vitamins like zinc or magnesium magnesium. The only ingredient you could benefit from and which you won't be getting from a full diet, and some test boosters don't even contain it, is ashwagandha. But why get some overpriced shit with a lower dosage when you can just get straight up ashwagandha pills? And I'm not gonna lie, I was this close to buying a test booster myself when I was maybe a year or less into the gym. I remember my thought process being that if it's on the supplement website, it's gotta be good, right? Don't make my mistake. But yet still it has more usage than testosterone. If you've been going to the gym for a while, you know how popular this shit used to be. And unlike all the other stuff I mentioned before, that still have a little bit of logic behind them, and maybe like a 0.1% overall buff, this shit gives you absolutely nothing. You'd be far better off taking a multivitamin gummy than this shit. It really popped off when huge fitness influencers promoted it while knowing damn well that it's a really crappy product. It was backed by studies that proved that it improved protein synthesis in animals, but with later studies, it was discovered that it had no meaningful difference from a placebo pill in humans. This only goes to show how important it is to do your own research, because even the biggest, most trusted influencers can still sell out and promote some bullshit scam. There are tons of other supplements that do little to nothing, or are even straight up dangerous for health, but these are the most popular ones. And now once you know which stuff to avoid, I'm gonna tell you which supplements are actually worth it. First things first, we have to give props to caffeine. While it won't burn fat like fat burners claim, it will give you a bunch of energy for the workout. What I really like about caffeine is that there are tons of different ways to consume it, from the most insane pre-workouts to the simplest coffee. And once you get bored of one, you can easily switch to another, and it feels just a little different to the experienced caffeine addict like myself. The only downside is the crash, but with regular doses it's manageable. Oh, and make sure you drink plenty of H2O, especially with high doses of caffeine. Caffeine is a supplement that everyone knows, similarly to protein powder, whey to be more specific. This is just a staple in the gym community, all because it simply works. It's quick, easy, and most of the time cheap protein. It's super easy to just slam down a protein shake at a random time in the day and add extra gains for literally zero work. Obviously, it should not replace healthy eating habits, but using it strategically around your day can really help a lot. And the best fitness supplement, also known as the most researched supplement of all time? Creatine. This was mentioned in the shit list just because there are overpriced variants of it. But in the monohydrate form, this is probably the cheapest and the easiest way you can get a pretty noticeable boost in gains. I get 3 pounds for $30, which lasts me nearly the whole year and costs like 10 cents per scoop. As a bonus, it also boosts your cognitive function too. Overall, this is a really great supplement, and I would recommend it to literally everyone. Yeah, man, I hope you liked the video. Shit, you know, I'm gonna see you next week, man.
Hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on. What was our getaway car, Jag portfolio?